Hey everybody, this is Carla, and this time I am back with a review for episode 10 of season 2 of Gotham. This episode is titled The Son of Gotham, and I have to say, I started off, being very doubtful that I was going to like this episode because if you remember from my previous reviews, I was not very fond of this whole turn into this cult thing that they did last episode. So I wasn't sure if I was gonna like that. And also, it seemed like it was going to be about, the little teenage love triangle going on between Bruce, Selena, and Silver. Which I also did not really like all that much. But somehow that turned around because I really loved this episode. It's kind of interesting that, just how they managed to make it a turn at some point. Like the whole cult thing, I was never really into it. Like while they were actually going after the monks and whatnot, I wasn't really all that interested. But when it was revealed that it's not necessarily that Galavan was working for the cult so much as the cult working for Galavan, that kind of made a bit more sense to me, and I like them as like really, extreme bodyguards of sorts, that don't just do it for the job, but they also like because they truly believe in what they're doing. That makes a lot more sense, especially since the whole backstory that Galavan's family is like really old and whatnot. So yeah, I guess they could be allies with this kind of order of Saint Dumas or whatever it is that the name was. So I actually ended up really liking that storyline precisely because I knew that Galavan was gonna go free. I think everybody knew that. There's no way that he was going to actually be put in jail halfway through the season. That's not gonna happen. So, I knew that he had to have some sort of plan because he was way too calm, like he was way too okay with it to actually not have a plan. I'm not entirely sure how he did that. Like, how did he get Mayor James to turn his words around this time? Like, I'm guessing he's threatening someone he cares about. I don't know, but I saw it coming. It was pretty predictable. I don't think they were ever trying to keep it a secret that Galavan was going to walk at some point. I really liked how, dogged Jim is about the whole thing. It's like, I have a bad feeling about this, I have a bad feeling about this. And even when Captain Barnes was like, nope, you have to get off the Galavan case, that one's closed, you have nothing to do with that anymore. Even after that, Jim's like, you know what, no, I'm gonna work in the Galavan case, because that is so Jim. And I love that it's Harvey, the one who's like, you really want to know what these people are doing, like, it's related to Galavan, just waving it in front of his face that, there was something juicy happening and he had to deal with it himself. So that was nice. It was really funny when he goes to Captain Barnes again, to tell him about these, monk dudes who are killing themselves, and killing people around Gotham. And Barnes is like, does the universe usually like you that much? And Jim's like, nope, first time. Because it's really true. He usually has such terrible luck. But this time around, it's like, oh, two cases just happen to coincide on the same hooded group of people. So, yeah. That means I'm technically still working the Galavan case, and you can't tell me no, because it's the same as the other case you told me to take. So that was really funny. I really liked it. And just the whole thing, all the fights with the Order dudes were kind of cool. I loved the one in the sewers, and I loved the trick they pulled on the guy to get him to talk. It was really interesting. And, even when Galvin walked after, like, that fight he had with Jim, that was actually pretty impressive. I mean, I was really impressed with the choreography and everything. It was really neat. It's funny, though, because it's just, they keep touting Tabitha as this, amazing fighter, amazing killer, amazing, like, she's the one, So every time I think about that, I keep thinking that it must be that Galvan just isn't that good a fighter. So I was kind of in shock when he started fighting Jim. I'm like, oh, okay, so maybe they were trained together. He just doesn't carry around a whip. Okay, but he can fight. So I was surprised by that and actually really impressed by the choreography. That was really cool. The whole fight was really cool. I mean, it was one-sided, obviously, because Jim just, goes jumping into things without thinking about it. It was kind of silly. Same at the courthouse where he's like, Caliban is actually, offering an amnesty between them or whatever. And Jim's like, nope, punch you in the face. Which, okay, I support it because I didn't want him to, like, be old buddy-buddy with Galvin again, obviously. Even if he was pretending, I still wouldn't have wanted that. But, maybe punching the guy on what was probably on national television is not the best idea, Jim. Another thing is, Penguin's back. I mean, he's always been around, but he's back outside the apartment, which I thought was interesting because wasn't he supposed to, like, not leave? Isn't that what Nigma told him last time? Guess he wasn't that bad. He wasn't doing that bad. Because he can walk and he can punch Jim and stuff. So that was interesting. But I like the fact that it was Penguin who saved Jim. It was funny. Like, when I heard the shots, I thought it would be like Harvey or someone. But no, it was Penguin. So that's gonna, give him one up over Jim for a while. Like, now you owe him a favor. But really, if Barnes was, like, if not Barnes, if Penguin's henchman, whose name I forget right now, was tracking Gallivan, then why would Penguin need to, like, punch Jim in the face in order to get him to tell him where Gallivan is? Like, isn't that what the henchman was doing? It was a weird scene. I like that he saved Jim because it means that now Jim owes him. But at the same time, I'm like, was there a point? The other side of things, though, is the part that I really loved. Because you've all heard me complain about the goddamn teenage wangsty love triangle going on the younger side of the cast, which is Selena, Bruce, and Silver. And you've also heard me complain a lot about how freaking gullible Bruce Wayne has been in the last couple of days, and I was always the one going like, Alfred, don't let him do this. Alfred, you're his guardian. You're the one who has the authority and whatever, so stop him. And then Alfred did stop him, which was nice. But obviously I know that Alfred can't be there all the time. So I did think it made sense that Bruce would still try to do something. I really liked him in this episode, though. Like, I love it when he's not being dumb. Like, he's not letting himself be fooled by people. No, this time he was the one doing the fooling, and I loved it. That was fantastic. He was so good at it, too. Because I'm like, I would think that he's kind of a dorky little kid, so he probably wouldn't be that great with the girls, But he totally had Silver, hook, line, and sinker, man. He had her. That was fantastic. And, by the time... I kept going back and forth on this because I wasn't sure if it was him fooling Silver or if it was Silver fooling him to get him to sign over the company or whatever. But I liked... Because, when the... I knew she wasn't going to tell him the name. I knew she knew the name. She wasn't going to tell him. But when the big van kind of pulls over by the curb where where Bruce is, and they show that they have Silver. I thought maybe it would be Silver, like, pulling the strings to, like, get something out of Bruce, to get him to sign over the company or whatever. Later on, it did start to seem that it was Bruce. Especially because of the Selena thing. And that she was around. And I'm like, Selena probably got this guy to do this for Bruce or whatever. So, I mean, I kind of saw it coming. But it was still really, like, I felt really satisfied when Bruce came out, like, safe and sound, and Silver was like, what the hell is going on here? Like, she'd been freaking out about him dying and losing fingers and whatever. That was great. I mean, her face was amazing. I really, really, really enjoyed myself in that scene. It was just very smart of him. Very smart not to trust her, because it did seem for a while that she kind of had him, wrapped around her finger or whatever. So it was good to see that he was, actually hearing what other people were saying, and it wasn't just, going with his gut that she was a nice girl. Like, if Selena had proof that she was bad news, it was great that he believed her, rather than just pushing her away in that bout of teenage angst like he had last time. So yeah, I'm actually very happy with Bruce in this episode, and I really like that subplot. I don't know what's gonna happen now that, I guess Galvin wants to kill him, of course. I don't know how that's gonna work, because if he kills Bruce, yes, he gets revenge, I guess, but he doesn't get the company, right? So I don't know. And I thought it was kind of an awkward way to leave the episode, because they had, like, Galvin arriving at Wayne Manor and showing himself to Bruce. Then it switched to Penguin and Jim, and then it switched back to Galvin. It was kind of weird. Like, I would have just ended it when Galvin walked in, and maybe had the Penguin thing before. So I'm not sure how that's gonna work, because I don't think killing Bruce gets Galvin the company. So I don't know, but I guess we'll see. For what it's worth, I'm really happy with Bruce right now. Like, I know I haven't been the biggest supporter of his thing, or his subplots and whatever, but I really liked him in this episode. And also, the moment when I love when I see glimpses of Batman in him. Like, I totally get it. When Silver was like, yeah, if my uncle finds out that I told you, he's gonna kill me. And Bruce is like, so, like, should I care? Because a lot is made up about superheroes letting people die. And it just reminds me of, that one scene from Batman Begins when, Batman has Ra's al Ghul hanging, and he's like, okay, I'm not gonna kill you, but I don't have to save you. For me, that's kind of the quintessential Batman, honestly. Like, he's not a Boy Scout. He's not like Superman. He doesn't go around saving people who don't. He doesn't get to decide who is worth saving and who is not, but he doesn't have to feel bad about it if somebody who was a bad person dies, So, like, I like that, because it's different. It might not be, like, the greatest example for little kids or anything, but I like it because it's different, and I liked it here. It's like, sorry, Silver, you made your bed, now you have to lie in it. That's just what it is. And if it turns out that Galvin kills her, Bruce really has no reason to feel bad about it. And then there was that little scene, like, I don't ship them or anything, but whenever Bruce says something like that, I'm like, heck yeah, kid, you got it. Because I'm like, I don't look at him and think, oh, lady killer here, like, I look at him and think, like, little dorky, maybe a little awkward and whatever. So when he manages to just like say the right thing at the right time to the right person, I cheer because he's so adorable, and you know, because he's not this like lady killer persona, you know that it comes from, like, it's the truth. You don't doubt it. He sounds so sincere. So when he was telling Selena, like, I told her this, and I told her she was the greatest person I ever knew, and I told her we were bonded and whatever, and obviously I knew he was going to say, yeah, I was talking about someone else, but when he said it, I still squealed, because he's just so adorable, he's so cute, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go steal your car now, because it was, I mean, what do you say to something like that, and it's just so genuine, and you know it comes from his heart, so, like, I can understand that she was a bit like, whoa, taken aback, because it's pretty freaking intense. So I love that scene. I mean, I'm not the greatest, supporter of the whole teen love triangle thing, but when it's a moment like that is so sincere, I really like that. I really like it. And Selena's reaction was the best. Seriously, I'm gonna go steal your car now. That's so great. I love her. She's awesome. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I thought I wasn't going to like this episode. Like at the beginning, I thought, yeah, this isn't going to be all that great. And then all of a sudden, I found myself really enjoying it. I thought it was a great episode, and I really liked it. And I'm just, the only part that I didn't kind of care for was the whole Alfred Tabitha fight. Like, it just felt like it came out of nowhere. Like, is there a point to that? I hope there was a point to that. I'm sure Alfred, we saw that he left blood on the wall of the apartment. So, I don't know if that was the whole point of the fight. Like, it just seems so random and out of nowhere. It's like the two people who you would least expect to share a scene, all of a sudden were there. I mean, I like the fight. Because, see, Alfred, that is where it's okay to actually hit a woman. When she's trying to kill you, then you hit her. But, like, the fight itself was kind of great. And, again, Tabitha, she's been shown to be, like, this amazing fighter. So I thought it was really cool that Alfred actually managed to, handle, like, go toe-to-toe with her. So that was pretty interesting, but I feel like the scene came out of nowhere. So until they tell me what the reason for that scene was, I'm just gonna kind of be like, okay, sure, whatever, but I didn't really care for it. Everything else, though, was pretty damn great. I really liked this episode. I didn't think I would, but it was really great. Just the way they're doing the whole occult, cult thing. They're doing it really well. I loved how Bruce kind of came into himself in this episode, and just the whole thing was actually pretty damn entertaining. So yeah, I'm digging it. I am. I don't really know what else to say except that I really liked it. So that's about it for now. You guys, if you want to see more reviews for Gotham, be sure to visit our website at thegeekypub.com. And you can also find, reviews for the previous season, this season. You can also find reviews for other TV shows, movies, books. We have a ton of stuff over there, so be sure to visit. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is right here where you're, listening to this, I would hope. And I will see you guys in my next review. So, bye.